All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Letter Live here from Jackson High School. We are going to see a district semifinal in Northeast 4 between Jackson and Medina. Coincidentally enough, Jackson and Medina are playing a second game tonight, and it's the girls teams that are both playing at Wadsworth tonight. So we got a little doubleheader action in terms of Jackson Medina, but Letter is here tonight live from Jackson High School, and you can notice again, this is not Mike. This is Coach Kinsley. You want to give him a reminder?
I spent a few years coaching basketball at Green High School, 26 to be exact, and Aiden's one of my former students, and just excited to be here with him here tonight. And I think this is going to be a sneaky, really good game tonight.
Yeah, we take a look at both of these squads. Medina currently 10-12 on the season. It's not particularly, a great record, but you also have to understand that they're in the Greater Cleveland Conference. This is a really hard schedule. You got guys like Mentor, Brunswick. You got games against Strongsville, league champs, and Medina's been through the ringer this season. And I can guarantee you, it's not fun to play those low-scoring squads with limited fouling. So, you know that Medina squad is going to, come in strong, or going to come in hard, and they got a lot of length. You got guys coming off the bench that are 6'10", but the guys that are starting 6'5", 6'8", they don't have a single guy on this team that is not under 6'2", except for maybe their guards, but the wings are pretty big. On the Jackson side of things, Polar Bears are coming in strong, 19-3 through their season. The last time the Letter Live was live, we were here for Jackson versus Stowe, their senior night. Mitch Finnefrock, their senior guard, who is currently on pace to potentially come in second place for the total amount of career three-pointers made in Stark County, reached his 1,000th career point, putting up 28 exactly to reach the threshold. So whatever he scores tonight, it's 1,000 plus his score for what has been a very successful career for the kid. Finnefrock, he's currently averaging about 16 points a game for the Polar Bears, but it's not just Finnefrock. They also got Cam Weekly in the mix, who's currently committed to Mount Union. We also got Kyle Monterubio, who's currently committed to Walsh, who's able to get on top, inside, on the boards, really limiting his over-the-backs, and just being a really efficient player all around.
Yeah, he's had an excellent career here, and it's going to be interesting tonight with Jackson's perimeter play versus Medina's inside play, and come tournament time, as we saw last night, if you're not playing your best, all it takes is one night and you go home early. So I'm excited to get this one tipped up here. Yeah,
it's playoff time here in the state of Ohio. This OHSAA district semifinal, which is weird because it's also round one.
Yeah.
So shorter playoff schedule. It's a lot easier to get into the district finals, but I had a chance to talk with Jackson head coach Tim DeBevec before the game, and he had a lot to say about the new structured format and how this game could play out. So we're going to kick it over to past Aiden for that interview, and we'll get you right back before tip-off for a interview with Coach Hessinger before the game starts for Medina. Thank you. Bebek, district semifinal. It's a little easier to get to the district final at this point with the new playoff structure, but you still got to get through a couple of teams to get there in the first place. So, you're looking at this Medina team, and you're looking at all the prospects that they have, and you look at the game that you guys played against them last year. What do you think is going to translate over from that win to today?
To be honest with you, there's no more, back in the day, we had maybe an easy game, sectional final, sectional semi. And now you go right in the district. Last year we had to pull out a tough one in the district semifinal. I've been here for 20 years, and there's no easy district semifinal games. Once you get to that Division I district semifinal, you got to play. These guys know us. We scrimmaged them early in the year. They're well coached. Their record's not indication of how good they are. They're playing one of the best leagues in the state of Ohio. They got beat by Mentor, Strongsville, which is ranked teams, and they're 10-12. But their coach does a great job. They have 4 college players going to college, so this is a tough matchup. They got a 6'8" kid, they got a 6'5" kid, coach's son. They got a scorer with number 2. So the other guys are good role players. So a little scary game. We got to play well. If we don't play an A game, we got to play well. That's all I can say.
Yeah, without a doubt. This Medina squad, you said it's not to be overlooked. And even if the schedule says that they've only won 11 games in a 22-game season, you still got, I think, one of the tallest starting rotations in the state, or at least in this area. Got a 6'10" kid coming off the bench. I mean, what do you guys try to emulate in practice to try and, build off of their height and stretch?
Yeah, like you just mentioned, they got a 6'10" kid who comes off the bench, but they got a 6'8" kid's pretty good, athletic kid, been playing varsity for 3 years. So, we just got to push the basketball, play our game, shoot with confidence, maybe push the tempo a little bit. They might mix it up tonight. Who knows what they're going to play. We got to be ready for what defense they throw at us. So, we just got to be ready, offense and defense, and we got to shut down certain guys and make sure we rebound. Key will be rebounding tonight. Everybody, 5 guys boxing out, and then we go.
Yeah. So with that being said, rebounding is a big key. We saw on senior night that it was pretty spread out in the distribution department. Finnefrock had 4, Baker had 3, Monterubio did his thing with 5. Now, it's senior night. It's not a reflection of your true rotation, but for those guys to still be able to go out there and get boards, especially Finnefrock when he's running the 2, what does that say for a squad like yours?
Yeah, it's obviously senior night, but tonight, this is it, man. We got good seniors. You win. I think I'm a firm believer. You win. You go far in the tournament with seniors. You win district championships with seniors. So, and this is a good senior class. So I think they're hungry to play. We've been trying to, obviously simulate with some of the things that they do, but we got guys, too, that's been 3-year starters with Cam and Mitch and Monterubio, and then Baker's a 2-year starter. So we got to match up. Theo might get some extra minutes tonight because he's 6'7", can match up with their guys, and we'll see. I think the bench will probably get cut a little shorter tonight. 7.5, 8 guys, and we'll go from there. Yeah,
Finnefrock's got 1,000. Monterubio's got 1,000. What does it look like for you guys to be on the floor and to have such talented scorers like that?
Yeah, they obviously they work at it. I mean, it's pretty nice to have a 2,000-point scorers. We had it before back in 2017 with Logan Hill and Kyle Young, but very, very rare where you get 2 seasons within 7-8 years that you get 1,000-point scorers. And these guys won a lot of games, so hopefully that continues tonight. And like I said, we share the ball and find open shooters.
Yeah, are they going to win the game for Jackson tonight?
We're hoping, and this is a good group. You just want this group to keep going and keep practicing, and we want to live for tomorrow and just win by 1. You survive in advance, just like the NCAA tournament. So if we can win by 1 or 2 and move on to the next game.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. Thank you.
Whoa! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Letter Live here from Jackson High School. I'm Aiden Brueck. This is legendary Coach Mark Kinsley next to me. And we got a big playoff game in store, as we saw from yesterday's Green versus Hoover game. Green, a team with only 7 wins after you leave, comes back and beats a Hoover team that was actually promised to really make a deep run into the state playoff bracket, potentially make that run to Dayton. So, with that being said, it's going to be really interesting to see how this Jackson-Medina game plays out. Medina, Jackson, bit of a mismatch for each other, but they're both 2 very fast-paced playing teams. Really going to work primarily, I gotta say, it's going to be a lot of off-ball movement tonight. It's going to be not just one ISO score. It's going to be really spread out. If Jackson's able to really get the ball in the hands of more than just Mitch Finnefrock, more than Kyle Monterubio, more than Cole Baker, I think it's going to be a night for Jackson, but I also think it could be a night for Medina. Now, I will say this. I do think that Cole Baker is going to have one heck of a night for this Jackson squad, because if this Medina team loses sight of the kids on the, the real starters for this Jackson team, Cole Baker is going to be able to make it happen inside. So, with that being said, I also had the opportunity to talk with Coach Hessinger of Medina, and we're going to kick that over to you while we listen to our national anthem. Thank you.
Well, Coach, 11-10, but I was talking to DeBevek earlier, and he was very adamant that did not reflect your team's skill at all. He said you got a rotation, or 8-man rotation. In his words, quote unquote, they can all shoot the damn ball. So, with that being said, you have such a talented guy, or you have such a talented roster of guys on the floor. Zufra, you got your son as well. I mean, who are these really key players that are able to not only start, but get back in the game after leaving for a little bit and make the same exact impact that they had at the start?
Well, we've played a really difficult schedule, and we do every year. And that's why we come in a few games over 500, and in the past we've been overlooked. Unfortunately, Coach Dubevic's pretty good coach, and he knows what to expect. But with our schedule, we're not scared of anybody. We've played in very hostile environments. Our league's one of the best in the state, and we've got some kids that are going on to play college basketball. But we know what to expect when we come down to Jackson. They've got 6 really good players, and they got a nice group of other kids that come off the bench. I think keys for us tonight are to take away transition baskets. They get a lot of threes in transition. The one advantage we have is our length. We start 6'8", 6'6", 6'5", and we bring a couple 6'5" kids off the bench. But can we get out on shooters? That'll be the key, because we know they got some pretty elite guys.
Yeah, they got pretty elite guys all over the floor. You're going to have guys that are able to do it inside. You got guys able to do it in the perimeter. I mean, heck, Mitch Finnefrock just scored his 1,000th point. He dropped 28 on senior night. So when you think about shutting these guys down, what is that closeout going to be like with your guys?
Well, first of all, you're not going to shut them down. When you have guys that are as good as they have and coaches as good as Jackson's staff is, you just try to contain them. Our mentality all the time defensively is contain and contest. Keep guys in front, make them shoot over hands, and sometimes when guys make shots, you got to give them credit, right? We always beat our guys up. All coaches do this, where they beat them up when you get scored on, but there's so many guys now that can score and so skilled, and they put so much time into it, you're going to get scored on. And so we're just trying to take the best percentages, which for us, it's a mid-range jumper over top of hands. That's what we try to give up in our program.
Yeah, and earlier you were mentioning the length that your team has. You got a 6'10" guy as well. I mean, what is the effect that length has on your squad, especially not just in the paint, but outside too?
Yeah, well, that's been our identity all year is defense, and we've lived that way, because if you go back and look at all the great teams coaches had besides one year, I think when he had Kyle and all the rest of those guys that went on to play, defense wins it in the tournament. You're not going to have a ton of high-scoring games once you get district finals, regional games. There's just not many games that way. So we feel like we've prepared for this, and I know they have too, with some grind-out games. I watched their game against Hoover and McKinley, and they had some tough games. So we've both been in those games. It's going to be interesting to see how it comes out. Yeah,
what is this game going to be like compared to a Greater Cleveland Conference game?
Well, the similarities are the physicality. I mean, they're tough. They play in a tough league where guys, there's not a lot of fouls called in our league, and I don't think it's the same way there. And, I think the biggest difference is they're going to be a lot more structured than what we're used to playing in our league. A lot of our league is a lot of transition, a lot of getting up and down, where teams don't run a lot of sets, and I know Coach Debevic runs a lot of sets.
Yeah. So just one last thing before I let you go. What is your outlook? I know you were talking about, trying to win in transition, everything like that. But when you really take a look at the deep Jackson squad, it's a, 7.5-man rotation compared to you guys who have a little more depth off the bench. So do you think that's going to help you at all?
Well, I think the biggest key is we got to keep it close every quarter. We're not a great comeback team when we get down, and we got to keep it within 1, 2, 3 possessions each quarter.
Yeah, and I promise, this is the last thing. Jackson's used to scoring in the 80s. You guys looking to shut that down?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Letter Live here from Jackson High School for tonight's Division I Northeast 3 District semifinal. Whoever wins this game will go on to take on the winner of the winner, or the winner of the winner. That makes zero sense. Whoever wins this game, they'll take on the winner of Strongsville versus McKinley, which is slated to start about 7:30 tonight, running, concurrent with this game. Also running concurrent with this game is Jackson versus Medina in girls competition. So we'll see how that's able to get going tonight. But for now, it's just Aiden Brueck and Coach Kinsley up in the crow's nest for tonight's contest.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this tonight. I haven't seen Medina play this year. A lot of respect for Coach Jackson. I agree. Definitely every fall and preseason, we always got together for spring. Always has a really good team. Actually has a former partner, Corey Tripp,
Yeah, without a doubt. We're going to kick it back to the camera real quick for Brueck's breakdown. The last time these teams met last year, it was not close. Jackson dominated 89-63 using efficient shooting, strong rebounding, and balanced scoring to have a chance of pulling off this upset tonight. Medina is going to need to tighten up the defense, limit their turnovers, control the tempo, and also control their transition. Elite shooting efficiency from Jackson is prominent. 54.1% from the field, 45% from the three-point stripe. Highly efficient from pretty much anywhere on the floor. They're able to do it inside and out, and that makes them a problem. Mitch Finnefrock, 16.1 points per game. Kyle Monterubio, 15.2 points per game. Cameron Weekly, 12.8 points per game. Caden Loy is currently averaging 8 points per game. And all 8 points that all 8 points that Loy had in their previous game against Stowe came in the second half, which was the first time he played. So he's able to get you 8 points off of limited minutes in a short amount of time. Medina's key to the game, pace control. An inside-out attack with Luke Hassinger, coach's son, Jace Holland, Kellen Johnson. Jace Holland currently averaging about 13.8 points per game, looking up for this Medina squad. So Jackson is going to enter this game as a clear favorite based on their record, depth, and previous dominant performances. But if Medina is able to execute a disciplined game plan, focusing on defense, rebounding, and limiting Jackson's three-point shooting, they might have a chance to make it competitive and pull off an upset here in the district semifinal. Coach, we are off for tip-off, and Medina has won it, with Jace Holland taking it inside to Kellen Johnson, 6'6" senior wing. Great in transition there off the tip-off. I mean, that was just beautiful offense.
Hey, that's going to be a good matchup for Medina tonight. If they keep Finnefrock on Johnson there, I think Medina has a definite advantage.
Monterubio's on the left wing. He'll jab step through, kick it out to Finnefrock now deep on the left side, on the right side from beyond the arc. Weekly now takes it on the left. He'll drive through, taped up on his left hand. He'll kick one back out to Baker from Finnefrock. Lloyd takes it at the three-point stripe. He'll go inside to Baker. And what did I say, Mark?
You were right on that one. That was a nice little pick and roll there with Lloyd and Baker.
Yeah, Cole Baker is going to be one of those guys for Jackson tonight. He is the first man to get on in scoring for Jackson. Definitely, that is what Dubevec was planning. But if Baker's able to keep that up, take the pressure off Finnefrock, I think Jackson's going to be in for a real treat tonight. Taking it now is Kellen Johnson on the right wing for his squad. He'll go indoors to Jace Holland, who loses it, but kicks it out to Brody Kopkas, and he'll go in. That's another two from Medina. Bryce Zufra on the bucket. It's a good bucket. I mean, I can't lie. Off the left side, Cam Weekly now steps out of bounds. Disastrous start for Jackson. I mean, they're only down two, but how bad do things get?
Well, that last possession there, Jackson gave up some dribble penetration, led to that easy dunk there for Holland.
Taking it outside, it's Kellen Johnson. He'll keep his feet in bounds. Going from left to right, he'll stop offside of the key about 4 steps behind. Hits over to Luke Hassinger. Hassinger's going to have to dish it. 6'1" guard, the senior. Hands over to Bryce Zufra. Pick and pop off to Kellen Johnson. Won't take it. Hassinger has it now at the foul stripe. He'll go in stride over the top to Jace Holland in the left corner. Holland looking to try and get inside from Cole Baker. And Baker going to get called on the push. 5 minutes, 44 seconds now here left in the first. It's Medina 4, Jackson 2, and Jackson going to have to get used to these Greater Cleveland Conference type of games. On the inbound, it's Hassinger. He'll go inside to Holland, who mosses his man in Monterubio. Ball's plucked. He's hit outside, and it's taken again by Zufra. Hassinger going to fire one over to the left side in Holland. Holland going to have to take one in himself, guarded by Monterubio. Kellen Johnson driving inside, spins around, looks to get up and in for a quick bucket on the layup. 5 minutes, 19 seconds to go. Medina leads by 4 against this Jackson squad. It's Medina 6, Jackson 2. Weekly, Mount Union commit on the right side. Cam Weekly, he'll go over to Baker. And they've got Monterubio, who will drive inside, makes a tough layup inside with his left. 5 minutes left to go here in the first. His dominant is his left, so that's a good bucket.
Yeah, it was a nice drive there. Monterubio going right.
Monterubio tries to fly in, and it's handed off to Kopkas, who can't get it done. Finnefrock gets the board. He had 4 boards against Stowe last Friday. Weekly goes inside. Monterubio's unguarded as Holland and Hessinger lose their man inside. 4 minutes, 33 seconds to go. We're tied at 6 apiece. Chris Hassinger, head coach of the Medina Battling Bees. I think that might be in competition for the best mascot in the state of Ohio. As I say that, Monterubio gets a pluck. He'll go out. Dishes one inside to Weekly. He'll go up and in. No foul is called and not touchy at all. Ref stoppage. And a
delay a game on Jackson. Kid Weekly hit the ball as it went through the net instead of letting it go. So it's just a warning. The next delay game would be a technical foul.
4 minutes, 14 seconds to go as Weekly converts the bucket, but also has a costly, what could be penalty.
Jackson's really picked up their defense here the last minute and a half.
Without a doubt. And I just saw Caden Loy step up in. It's going to be a 2-jumper pulled from Zufra. 3 minutes, 53 seconds to go. Apologies, this game's going so quick I can't keep up. We're tied at 8. Deep 3 taken by Weekly. Weekly, he's got 12.8 points per game. Currently shooting 86% from the free throw stripe. He's got 2 rebounds a game. Hassinger goes over. Fires inside, gets it back out. He'll put up a 3, and it's in. Give it to him. 3 minutes, 25 seconds to go now. Back-to-back threes from both teams. Leaves this contest tied at 11 with 3 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Weekly on the left side, running the point, trying to maestro. He'll kick it back out to Finnefrock. Finnefrock still looking for his first points of the game. He's only been a disher so far. Weekly regains control and possession on the right wing, and he'll hand it over to Monterubio, who will fire over to Loy, now on the left side. Monterubio, he's got a lane in. He'll put one up. It's blocked simultaneously by Zufra, and Zufra puts one up. Can't fire it in. But the ball is tipped by Holland on the rebound, and it's handed back out to Hassinger. They got a man running underneath in Zufra. He'll cut under. Ball's handed back to Johnson at the key, who gives it to Holland now. On the left wing, it's Hassinger. Coach's son takes it back to Zufra now at the volleyball stripes. 2 minutes, 26 seconds to go now in the first. Medina 11, Jackson 11. On the right side, it's Zufra. He'll put up a mid-ranger. Way off. It's an air ball under the net. You don't see those very often. Weekly hits it to the corner to Loy. He'll stop in, put one up inside to Baker. And Baker will fire a layup inside. 2 minutes left to go here in the first. It's Jackson 13, Medina 11 in district semifinal basketball. Coach, what do you see?
Well, that last possession there, Medina's poor shot selection led to an easy basket for Jackson. If Medina's going to hope to have a chance to win this game, they're going to have to clean that up on the offensive end. They cannot give Jackson easy scoring opportunities on the break.
And as you say that, Holland is able to dish it inside to Kellen Johnson, the 6'6" senior wing. Gets it done inside. He'll convert an and one here, possibly, if he's able to pop this in. Landon Thiel, Jack Lancey coming in for Cole Baker and Loy, respectively. Jack Lancey not playing a lot of minutes this year. He's only got about 19 games played on the season, but only averaging about 9.1 minutes. So a solid player off the bench.
Yeah, Medina's been able to. Jackson likes to switch screens defensively, and Medina's been able to take advantage of that, getting some of their Jackson's smaller guards on their big post guys.
Hassinger isn't able to convert, and it's going to go to Lancey from 3. He'll get a playoff point. Jack Lancey, unsung hero for the Polar Bears. Jackson 16, Medina 13. Lancey, he had 7 points at senior night against Stowe. 1 for 2 from beyond the arc, and as I say that, a deep 3 taken by Cohen Miller. It's a bad one. don't want to take that type of shot there in that situation, in my opinion.
That was a little quick whistle there, I think, on that jump ball. I thought Medina kid had possession of it, but break for Jackson.
Passenger up on his feet. Weekly screams back to Bevick. Lancey going to kick it over to the left side as Holland gets ready to get back in the game.
Medina playing some zone now.
Off the zone. Defense goes over to the right. Finnefrock fires up a 3, and it's no good. The 1,000-point scorer can't make it 1,003 off the shot. And with 40 seconds left to go here in the first, it's a close one. Jackson 16, Medina 13. The battling Bees certainly battling their way through the first quarter, staying with one of the top teams in Stark County.
Medina holding for the last shot here, about 25 seconds left.
20 seconds ticking down now with in the first quarter. Jackson currently leading by 3 on Medina, 16-13. Like you said, Coach, holding for the last shot. Luke Hassinger wants to take it for himself. He'll kick it out with 8 seconds to go. They'll fire another one outside. From 3, it's Kellen Johnson from the arc. Second to go. Lancey puts one up before the buzzer, and it's way short. After 1. Jackson Medina tied at 16. Welcome to Greater Cleveland Conference meets Federal League competition. 2 of the best conferences in Northeast Ohio, battling it out here in a district semifinal. Coach, what do you see?
Well, I tell you, the game has went kind of like we thought. 2 pretty evenly matched teams. I've been very impressed with Johnson from Medina. He's hurt Jackson in the block and, stroked that nice lefty 3 there at the end of the first quarter. He's got 9 points. That's got to be a point of emphasis for the Polar Bears here. They got to come up with an answer to stop him inside. If he keeps going like he is, he could really carry Medina here into the second half. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments are made coming out to start the second quarter.
Yeah, especially after such an explosive first quarter. You saw that it was a little undisciplined from this Jackson squad. Cole Baker really getting in there, digging into the fight. Cole Baker not really a feisty player. I don't think that's what's speaking right now. I just think it's trying to stop being so hands-on on defense, trying to let it, play through you instead of you playing up towards it.
Yeah, you don't want to get in foul trouble here early. I always tell the kids, that foul you pick up is a lot tougher on us than maybe you getting a blocked shot or 2. So you got to be careful with that.
On the inbound, it's going to be Zufra who gathers it. Garrett Myers in the game for Medina now, getting his first minutes in the game. Bryce Zufra now from the 3-point stripe on the left side. He'll carry it over to Zufra. That was Everett Rodriguez who hits it over to Zufra. This 5 and 2 looks similar when you're not wearing your glasses. Over to Zufra. From 3, it's way off. Hits the front of the rim on the left edge. 7 minutes, 26 seconds to go. About a 30-second possession from Medina to start. Lancey taking it for the Polar Bears over on the left. Talked to Bevick earlier in this game. Said it was going to be about a 7.5-man rotation. So we're really going to see I don't know. I'm very astonished. These refs are very adamant against.
The thing as a coach that you respect, the ref sold his call. This is what I saw. I don't need help. It was off of Jackson, Medina ball.
Taking it now is Brody Kopkas. He'll hand it over to Hassinger. He'll look to drive inside for a mid-range jumper. And Coach's son does exactly what his dad tells him to do at the start of the game tonight. Talked to Hassinger earlier today. Viewers at home heard it. He said it's going to be in the mid-range jumpers for this Medina squad. Inside, it's Landon Field, affectionately named Theo, by Demevic. He'll notch a layup. He gets his first points of the game. He's got 2 now with 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go now left here in the first half. We're tied at 18 apiece, and margins come early.
I tell you, that was a nice, strong post move there by Theo.
Hassinger with a step-back 3. Fires off the back of the rim with 6 minutes, 17 seconds to go. Finnefrock takes it with his left. His weaker side goes over to Monterubio, who fires one inside to Theo.
Theo wants it for himself, but he'll hand it over to Loy, who will pop up a three, and it can't fall. Loy, like I said, able to score off the bench when he's playing that bench role, but as a starter, he's really coming to form this season. Had 8 points. Yeah,
right now, the longer Medina hangs around, the tighter it gets for the team that's expected to win.
Jace Holland from 3 for Medina. As you say that, Coach, 5 minutes, 48 seconds left to go here in the second. Dubevic takes a rare first half timeout.
Yeah, that was, been very impressed with Medina's half-court offense. They've had excellent spacing. They're playing inside out through their post guys, which I think is kind of a lost art nowadays with a lot of teams. And they're doing a great job sharing the basketball. Getting balanced scoring now, and it's a big key.
I'm really liking that that Medina is really letting their kids play as a squad, really letting them call the plays here. I mean, Hassinger has a lot of trust in his kids right now, and if you're letting Jace Holland, call it, not necessarily, he's not playing the point, but he's calling play caller, game manager. He's really been a catalyst for Medina's success tonight, especially off the back of Kellen Johnson's 9 as well. Inside, it's Landon Thiel. They won't get it, and there's no foul called now. Medina's up on their feet after the rebound by Holland, and it's taken over to Kellen Johnson. Almost stolen by Thiel. Through the pass to Holland. He'll anchor it again. Put one inside to Johnson. He'll look to box in. Tries to box out on Weekly. He keeps it again. Jace Holland inside. Can't get the bucket. It's a little short. 5 minutes left to go now. Monterubio, Euro steps inside. It's blocked. Soaring through the air, it's Holland, but he'll get his get back, and he misses the second chance opportunity.
You don't like to see that. Holland's down.
Jackson fans are clapping?
I don't think it was for that. That's a tough break. Hopefully he'll be okay, and he can get back up here and back at it.
Got 4 minutes, 58 seconds left to go here, left in the second. Jackson, 21. Medina, 18. We're going to kick it back over to our halftime screen. Coach and I will see you after the injury timeout. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Letter Live here from Jackson High School. Back from the injury timeout, Jace Holland. Hopefully his knee is all good to go. You'd hate to see that in a playoff game, but it looks like Medina looking to bounce back.
take this dub without him. Kopkas has taken the floor for him. Bryce Zufra now kicks it over to Kopkas, who goes inside to Kellen Johnson. Kellen Johnson looking to box out, hands it over to Everett Rodriguez. Ball's handed back to Zufra. He'll reset the possession now with 4 minutes, 27 seconds to go here in the second. Zufra goes over to the left side in Everett Rodriguez. Rodriguez, his ball is tipped off the pass, but Johnson recovers. Rodriguez puts up a three, can't come down, rebounded by Field. 4 minutes, 12 seconds to go left here in the second. Weekly anchors the Jackson offense as he hands it back to Finnefrock now from deep on the right. Field takes it over to Lloyd, and Lloyd looking for a man inside. He'll dribble back, looking to ISO from mid-range. It's no good. Field gets the board. He'll put one in. Foul's called on Medina for the grab. 3 minutes, 54 seconds to go now left here in the second. It's Medina 21, Jackson 18. Looks like Hollins now back up on his feet on the...
That's a good sign. Hopefully he can... We'll see. Looks like they're taking him into the locker room.
Finnefrock dribbles through with his left. Looking to put up a layup. He'll go in. Can't find it, but he'll find an offensive foul.
That was good defense there by Medina. Made Finnefrock try to take a tough shot, and he did shuffle the feet.
Coming in now for Medina's Brody Kopkas is Garrett Myers, 6'5" junior wing for the Battling Bees. The full court trap by Jackson leaves a man open in the corner. Rodriguez, and he'll spark it. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go left here in the second. Jackson in a 6-point deficit, not something that they've seen themselves in very frequently this season, usually playing from up front. They're the ones managing the comeback, not the ones making the comeback. Weekly wants to do it himself. He'll put up a mid-range jumper. It'll knock off the side of the rim, back into the hands of Zufra. Zufra at the Polar Bear at center court. Guarded by Monterrubio. Monterrubio will stay with him. Switch it on to Rodriguez as the ball is handed over to Kellen Johnson after a series of passes. 2 minutes, 54 seconds to go left here in the second. Passenger looking to slow things down for Medina, but he'll find a lane inside off of Peyton Lloyd. And what a layup. Found that slot. Fit right into it.
Tell you, Medina's doing a great job. They come down, they run some false motion out there, get some Jackson guys switching, then they call their set and take advantage of those switches.
And honestly, I'm not sure how much I can agree with the Jackson full court trap here, especially this early in the fourth. I can understand what they're trying to go for, trying to make sure that, they're limiting these Medina possessions as much as possible and trying to force them back to make an awkward pass. But if Medina is able to get back in transition, make sure that they got a guy in the corner ready to fire away, just like Rodriguez did, they're going to be just fine. Weekly takes a hard fall now. He'll get back up like it was nothing. He'll head to the stripe. Shooting foul on, I believe, 33, Luke Hassinger. Now 2 minutes, 29 seconds to go. Weekly's got two.
Tell you, Medina needs to keep spreading the ball around, get some balance. Jackson's starting to force it a little bit, taking some tough shots, and that kind of happens in the tournament here. This is going to be a big 2:29 here going into halftime for both teams. Jackson needs to, get it down to a possession, and Medina see if they can hold this lead going into half.
The two-time state champions find themselves down to 6 once more. This is Jackson trailing Medina 26-20 after Weekly puts up free throws. Over on the left side, it's Myers. He'll take it to Hassinger from mid-range at the foul stripe. Not sure how much of a mid-range shot you can call that. That was pretty far back.
That was a nice 17-foot pull-up off the dribble.
Now, Baker on the floor for Jackson. He'll dish one inside to Thiel. He'll try to spin around and get one up on Myers, and they call a foul on that. Thiel gets up. Minute and 50 left to go now here in the second, 28-20.
And Medina's half-court defense has been very good. Jackson's not getting a lot of open looks, and they have to create a lot off the dribble. When you have to do that, it's really going to damage their shooting percentage here.
Theo misses his first foul shot. Let's see if he'll split the pair now. He's got a minute and 50 seconds left here in the quarter. I mean, his squad's got a minute and 50 seconds left here in the second. Medina 28, Jackson 20, and he'll crack it down to a 7-point lead now for Medina. It's Medina 28, Jackson 21 after the foul shot from Theo. Jackson looking to trap on the zone. They've got a man in the corner. It's Rodriguez again. Can't notch it, but the ball is rebounded by Kellen Johnson. He'll kick it out to Zufra, and Zufra's got a decision to make. He takes it now at half court. He's got a minute and 30 seconds. Hands it over to Cohen Miller. Miller fires over to Kopkas. Johnson now with the logo, hands it back to Miller, and Miller has a man inside. He misses him, and Miller going to anchor once more from the volleyball lines.
Yeah, Medina's trying to run clock here, trying to hold the ball for the last shot if they can. They did have a layup opportunity, but it was good ball pressure on the ball handler, and he couldn't make that pass.
Minute and 2 seconds now in the second. Cullen Miller gets the ball off the give and go. Kellen Johnson at the key. Hands it over to Hassinger. No shot clock really in effect here. Under a minute to go. Hand it over to the left corner in Johnson. Johnson gonna look for a line. He'll put one up. Can't fire it. Just grazes over the rim. Monterrubio now on the right side. He'll step back. Baker takes one underneath. Fires one inside to Thiel. He's got over a man. Gets over Miller. Gets over Kopkas now with 20 seconds to go. It's a 5-point lead for Medina after that bucket. 28-23 with 15 seconds left. Medina obviously going to play for the last shot with barely any time left to go here in the second quarter. And it looks like the ball's lost by Kopkas. They let it play out. Baker's got 2 seconds to make a shot. Handed to Monterrubio. He'll put one up. It's no good. It's way off. And after the first half, it's Jackson, Medina. It's Medina. Let's just restart. After the first half, it is Medina 28 to Jackson 23. Jackson in an unfamiliar territory in terms of their scoring leads right now. Weekly's got 7, Thiel's got 5, Monterrubio's got 4. But besides that, they don't have a single double-digit score.
No, they, like I said, Medina's half-court defense has been very impressive. I think Fennerfrock's maybe gotten one shot off, and he's had to try to create off the dribble. And even what Weekly's gotten, he's had to do that on his own. And Monterrubio's been limited. I thought Theo inside, that was a bright spot for Jackson. I can see them going back to more of that here in the third quarter.
Now Jackson honoring their competition cheer team that did place first in the nation for Division 1A competitive cheer in Florida. Been a great honor to watch these girls compete during the season. I've had the pleasure to watch their sideline cheer. And let me tell you, I don't think I've ever seen them take a single break besides halftime. They do not stop. 8 minutes, 57 seconds now to go here in halftime. We're going to kick it back over to our halftime screen, and we'll see you about a minute and 30 before the next quarter starts. This has been The Letter Live with Aiden Brueck and Mark Kinsley signing out for halftime. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Letter Live here from Jackson High School. Oh, come on. I'll go to the camera. Why not? Hey, about, pretty even game so far. Medina currently up on Jackson, 28-23 after the first half, Mike. Not Mark. I just said Mike. It's been a really close game, and Medina's head coach, Chris Hassinger, he was saying before the game, this game is going to be won in transition, and that's exactly what's happening. Medina are able to get past Jackson's full court trap. Jackson is really pressing up hard. You're going to see, we're going to see a 2-3, or not when they shift off, they'll probably play, 2-3, shift into the triangle and 2 mid-play, see what happens. But, Medina 28, Jackson 23. Weekly currently leading the scoring charge for Jackson. Baker puts up a 3. He can't knock it down.
And Medina started in a 3-2 zone there and made sure they got out the Finnerfrock. I think they're going to let Baker shoot that ball from the perimeter here and make him beat them.
Taking a 3 now, it's Brody Kopkas. He can't notch it. And it's Loy now taking it down the left side to Weekly. Weekly goes through his legs. Mountain Union commit, takes it over to the right with Finnerfrock. Finnerfrock still has 0 points this game. He'll step back, putting up a 3, and it falls short. 7 minutes, 18 seconds left to go here in the third. You wish he missed more when you played against him.
Yeah, that would have went in.
On the ball is Zufra. He'll hand it over to Rodriguez, who goes over to the right in Brody Kopkas. Kopkas goes inside to Johnson, and the charge is called as Monterubio goes down and is hiked after that one. It was probably...
One interesting stat from the first half is Jackson had 0 fouls on the night.
Wow, that's up there. Taking it down the court now for the Polar Bears is Weekly. They've got Finnerfrock in the corner. Is he automatic? No, he's not. Baker fights for the board. He'll hand it back to Finnerfrock. He'll put up another 3. And Finnerfrock, 1 for 4. He's right back in his shooting groove. That's all he needs. 6 minutes, 37 seconds left to go here in the third. Medina 28, Jackson 26. Apologies, didn't say the score there for a minute. Travel called now on Medina, and it looks like the turntables have turned.
And momentum's starting to turn here a little bit. I think that's all Finnerfrock needed was to see one go through the hoop there, and a little unforced error for Medina on that possession.
I think with Finnerfrock, he just needs 1, and then he's good to go. Monterubio now taking it at the stripe. He'll come back beyond the arc, driving inside. He'll put one up. Can't find it. He'll find the foul. Head to the stripe. And he's got a chance to tie this game back up at 28-28, 6:15 left to go. Jackson on what? 6-point scoring run to start the third.
Yeah, it's Jackson. This is what Jackson needed to come out, get it back to even here. It's going to be a big possession for Medina. They need to stop this run, and they need to get a bucket here.
Monterubio's got his second foul shot. 6:15 to go here in the third. He'll make it. Mark, what type of adjustments do you think Jackson makes at halftime?
Well, it looks like, you got to get the ball into Monterubio, and obviously, you got to get something out of Finnerfrock. But defensively, I think they've turned up the pace here, knowing that Holland's probably not coming back in the game. So they could be a little more aggressive on the perimeter here with a little more ball pressure.
Myers hands it over to Hassinger. He'll step back now on the left side. Goes in to Myers, and Myers is able to convert inside for a lay. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go now left here in the third. Medina 30, Jackson 28. This is what Jackson does not want. They want their game to be in the 70s, 80s, and they're on pace to only break about 60.
Yeah, it's definitely been Medina's pace, but you find that in the tournament also. You get a little slower paced game.
And Loy, who's usually automatic from mid-range, tries to put another one up. Hand it over to Hassinger. Hassinger with 5 minutes, 12 seconds to go. They got 2-point lead, now 30-28. 5 minutes to go now left here in the third. Hassinger dishes one back out to Zufra. He'll step back. Medina obviously trying to slow things down. Over on the left side, it's handed to Johnson. He'll take it to the right. Handing it off to Myers, who gives it over to Zufra. He'll put up a deep three. Can't get it. Boarded by Myers. Hassinger anchoring for Medina. He'll hand one back over to Zufra. Zufra on the give. Takes it back and fires over to Kopkas. Kopkas goes to Myers. It goes to Hassinger. And Myers looking to dish it back out to an open Kopkas as he is encroached in by Monterrubio. 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go. It's Medina 30, Jackson 28. Medina really trying to slow things down at this point, make sure that they can sustain this lead for as long as possible. Timeout taken by Medina now as Jackson were able to clamp up on them defensively. 4 minutes, 8 seconds to go. Medina 30, Jackson 28.
There's a couple big possessions there, I thought, for Medina when Jackson tied it at 28. For them to come down, get that basket, and then the next possession, big offensive rebound to be able to bring it out, run some clock. And, it was a good timeout there by Coach Hassinger. Medina was about ready to have a turnover. Took that timeout, which he had not used one yet, so he had plenty to use. It's going to be a big 4 minutes here down the rest of the third quarter. Can Medina hang in there and just keep doing what they're doing and, make Jackson sweat it here as long as they can, and you get to the fourth quarter with it tied or one possession game? That's what you want coming on the road, especially in a tournament game.
And Coach Hassinger is not one to mess around. Had 4 years of college ball at Wayne College. Translates that into his coaching now. He used to be the girls basketball coach at Medina. A three taken by Cohen Miller from behind the arc. 3 minutes, 50 seconds to go. It's now a 5-point lead for Medina. And Fenifrock's open in the right corner, but Weekly plays it. Jack Lancey gets ready to go in for the Polar Bears. Lack of communication turns the ball over for Medina. He'll dish one over. Spot up by Kopkas. Oh, never mind. I looked down at my spotting sheet. I thought he was going to pop that. He faked it. It's taken back to Cohen Miller. He's got it on the right side. Looking to screen pass. The Ghost has him going back to the logo now. Monterrubio face-to-face on the guard. Hands one over to Johnson. Monterrubio, definitely a little touchy. Gets the call that Medina wants him to bait. Falls for it. 3 minutes, 16 seconds to go. Medina 33, Jackson 28. Nobody in this game has been remotely close to the bonus in all quarters.
Usually when it happens in the first half, they don't get it. Usually in the second half, the officials will tighten it up a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised you see both teams shooting the bonus here in the second half.
On the rainbow, it's Cohen Miller now at the logo. He'll hand it over to Hassinger, who goes through his legs, guarded by Lancey. He's in for Fenifrock. Over to the right wing, it's handed to Rodriguez. He'll dribble through. He's got Johnson in the corner. Johnson decides not to take it. It is contested. Mossed over inside, looking for the extra pass. They'll back up now, and Hassinger calling great ball movement here. This is some of the most beautiful basketball I've seen played this year.
Okay, Medina kids have been very impressive. I mean, they're disciplined. They don't take bad shots. They know exactly what coach wants them to do offensively, and they move it until they get that shot.
Johnson has it at the right side. He'll take it through. Inside to Myers. Ball's turned over, but that is a good, long, drawn-out possession from Medina to keep their lead alive. Weekly now coming out for Fenifrock, and the current lineup is Thiel, Monterrubio, Baker, Fenifrock, and Lancey. Loy also coming out for the Polar Bears. Offset the key about 3 steps. It is Thiel. He's inside, but they'll close in. Fenifrock now face guarded. You know that's going to come to him. Lethal shooter going to get shot down. Lancey tells a man to cut underneath. He'll take it on the right side. Goes inside to Baker, and Baker goes up, finds the foul. But that was Cohen Miller on the defense.
Got a score update here. Got a text from Hoop's wife. We got after 1 up at Strongsville. It's McKinley 12, Strongsville 19. 19-12 Strongsville.
Is this the year that the Federal League gets bounced in Division I?
It could. When you got going against the top from the GCC versus the top from the Fed. We're going to find out here in about 45 minutes.
It's either going to be Federal League versus Federal League, or it's going to be GCC versus GCC. And my God, what a matchup that would be.
Yep.
Gotta love seeding by the OHSAA.
Those are 2 big missed free throws there for Jackson.
Jackson currently down 5 to Medina. It's Medina 33, Jackson 28. Kicked out, 3 taken. Spins out, but Johnson able to get the board. He'll go up, foul called. And Thiel is very upset.
Yeah, you kind of see that. I don't think they ever think they commit a foul.
You know,
that was an excellent offensive rebound there by Johnson. Took it up strong. Usually when that happens, you're going to get that call.
Yeah. Johnson currently on the season. He's got 108 rebounds. Just playing out of his mind in that regard. I mean, what a player. And Kellen Johnson really taking this team off the hands of Jace Holland after Holland went down with that knee injury earlier in the first. Early in the second, Johnson got to nail both of his free throws to make it a 7-point game. Jackson crawled their way back, and now they find themselves down 7 with 1 minute and 28 seconds to go here in the third. It's Medina 35, Jackson 28. Weekly goes inside, puts one up, fouled. He'll go to the strike.
Just received another update on a game that say in all my years of coaching is the first time I've heard this one. Elyria at St. Ed's moving their game to Lakewood High School in 1 hour at 7:30 left in the first quarter because the roof was leaking on the gym.
So they're moving the game
to the other high school. So they're going to take about an hour, move everybody to the next school, to Lakewood. So it's just right in St. Ed's. So they're going from St. Ed's to Lakewood High School, right in Lakewood. But
perfect.
So I've never heard of that one before.
That is absurd. Intercepted by Monterubio. Football call. He'll go to the left, or excuse me, his right with his dominant. Looking to try and get through. And there is a held up. It's Rodriguez tying things up with Monterubio. Monterubio is going to get some shots now. Jackson bench calls for a tech. Tech will not be assessed. 1 minute and 7 seconds to go now.
And we are in that bonus.
We find it after I said we have not seen it. The announcer's jinx is real. Monterubio is going to make his first. Makes it a 4-point game. He's got a second foul shot to try and put him up, to only put Medina up 3. Cohen Miller suiting up to get back in. Monterubio misses his second, not something we often see from him. Monterubio currently 81% from the free throw line. Medina goes inside, fires out to Rodriguez, and Hassinger anchors at the logo. Johnson hands it over to Zuffer now at the logo with 48 seconds to go, playing for the last shot. Zuffer tries to go inside to Rodriguez tries to go inside to Zuffer. Isn't successful, but Medina maintains possession as Jackson presses up every time Medina gets close. There's 30 seconds to go left here in the third. Medina 35, Jackson 31. Welcome to playoff basketball. Rodriguez on the left side, hands it over to Hassinger. Hassinger dishes one at the logo to Zufra, and a lot of nothingness going to happen here until Medina is able to get a last shot off. Hassinger goes inside to Miller. Hand it off to Kakis. He'll look to go in. No travel is called. It's stolen by Monterubio. They've got 4 seconds. He'll go up. Inside. Buzzer. Beater. And to end the third, Monterubio closes things out. It's Medina 35. Jackson 33.
that's what you expect out of your leaders. You need your best players to step up and play well in these big games. And Monterrubio had a heck of a third quarter there for Jackson. Made that big steal and go down to convert that bucket, cut it to 2. That ended up being a really good quarter for Jackson. Cut it down to 1 possession. Be Medina ball coming out here in the start the fourth quarter. And what they haven't went too much is Johnson inside for Medina. They've kind of got away from that. First half they had a lot of success with it, and look for maybe them to run something here early, get the ball inside to him again.
And I'm not sure I'm a big fan of Popovic's substitutions in this game. I think he's really been underutilizing Caden Lloyd. He's really been underutilizing Landon Dino, really relying on Jack Lancey to make big plays and try and facilitate at the point, which is what he's good at doing. I'll give him his credit, but Lancey's not going to make shots for you inside.
Yeah, so we'll see here. But like I said, you expect, weekly, Monterrubio, they got to get something out of Finnefrock here offensively here in the fourth quarter.
Down the court, it's Zufra at the logo. Hassinger tried to find Johnson in...
Here's that mismatch they got.
Oh, mismatch there.
Yeah.
Zufra steps to left of the key, hands it over to Hassinger. Hassinger takes it back. 3 taken and then stolen. Baker's inside. Dishes underneath. Finnefrock spot up. Air ball. Finnefrock, my goodness. Inside. Monterrubio tries to get in. And it looks like Hassinger ran into the cameraman.
Yeah, that's where Finnefrock's got to go take that. They had a 2-on-1, and he sprints to the corner for a 3 where he had a nice, easy layup. And, sometimes as a shooter, you just got to go get an easy bucket, get a layup, get a free throw. You see that ball go through the rim, it really helps with your confidence.
7 minutes, 29 seconds to go left here in the fourth. Medina 35, Jackson 33. Jackson playing from behind for one of the first times this season. Last times they saw this type of experience was against their first matchup with McKinley and their week 1 altercation with Hoban. Lobs over to Johnson off the inbound. That's Hassinger, who ran into the cameraman. Johnson hands it back to Hassinger now at the logo. Taking it through, Hassinger steps 1 back, looks for a screen over to the right. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Zufra drives inside. Euro up, Euro down. Foul is called. 7 minutes, 12 seconds to go left here in the fourth. Medina 35, Jackson 33. Jackson seniors trying to extend the season. Medina seniors trying to extend the season. This is one of Jackson's most talented senior classes they have had in years. And for them to fall at home to Medina, who are currently 10-12, would be a way for sure to go out. 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the fourth. Weekly taking it up the court for Jackson. It's Medina 36, Jackson 33. Weekly steps back with his right, spins around. He's got to move into Baker, and he'll get a lay, and he misses the open lay. Baker tries to put one around, but Baker cannot finish at the rim. 6 minutes, 50 seconds to go. They cannot convert on the offensive possession. Medina 36, Jackson 33. Zufra over on the right side, hands one over to Myers, who gets it back to Hassinger. Hassinger, senior guard, he'll put one up inside for a quick floater, can't come down with it. Medina 36, Jackson 33. Finnefrock to the corner, it's Weekly, and it's washed with the travel. Weekly missed anyways, but Finnefrock took too many steps before he made the pass.
The longer this goes, the harder it gets for Jackson. They just cannot get over the hump. If Jackson could take the lead, I think that'd really allow him to relax here. It's another big possession coming up.
6 minutes and 18 seconds to go left here in the fourth. Johnson's got to get it down. He'll hand it over to the left.
He'll take it back after Lloyd tries to steal it in transition. 6 minutes ticking down here in the game. It's Medina 36, Jackson 33. Bounce pass goes inside to Myers. He tries to body on Baker. He'll put one up. Almost gets the board. And coming down, Baker going to regain possession for the Polar Bears with 5 minutes, 54 seconds to go. It's Jackson 36, or excuse me, Medina 36, Jackson 33. Coach, what does Popovich usually do in these situations?
Well, I think right now you got to get something here. Maybe Monterubio clearing out with his left hand, and here it comes.
Monterubio from the left. He'll drive Andy Lloyd.
Very good defense by Medina.
Lloyd kicks one out to Baker now on the right side. In the corner, he'll take one back around. Finnefrock now from the three-point stripe on the right. Unintentionally rhymed there, but nothing happened. Monterubio takes it on the right side. Looks to cross up. Spot up three. It's no good, and Baker can't find the rebound as Johnson takes it down the court for Medina. Puts one up. Aiden! And he's headed to the stripe, it seems.
Pardon me?
He's headed to the stripe, it seems.
Count it. Johnson went in strong. Got the hoop and the foul. Chance to get a three-point play the old-fashioned way here.
I don't know, Coach, I'm standing up.
That was a man's finish right there.
Medina 38, Jackson 33. Now it's 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the fourth. The path to a district final is in Medina's sights, but if Jackson are able to get back in it, they'll see Kellen Johnson takes his talents to the bench to rest up before he inevitably goes back in for the rest of the game in about 30 seconds. Weekly on the right wing, hands over to Finnefrock. You knew he was eyeing that spot up. He's deep. Bang! Gets it! That shot's good by Finnefrock, and that's exactly what Jackson needs. 5 minutes, 8 seconds to go here left in the fourth. It's Medina 39, Jackson 36, and Finnefrock finally able to get back on the three-point bender that he wanted to be on.
That's right. He's such a hard matchup for Kid because, he was a good 28 feet right there and gave a little jab step, and the defender got his hand down. You have to stay up on him there. Make him put the ball on the floor. It's going to be a fun 5 minutes here.
The final 5 minutes. This match up to any of your playoff appearances? Oh,
quite a few. We've had quite a few come down the wire. We've had ones that we've won at the buzzer and ones we've lost at the buzzer. Yeah, this is what makes playoff basketball such a great sport for the fans.
You just wish Rick Hairston was over on the left bench slamming his coat on the ground. 5 minutes left to go here in the fourth. Hassinger's got to get it down. Violation is not called. Handed over to Hassinger now on the right. He needs to get it to somebody. It's handed over to Rodriguez, who hands it over to Miller on the left side. Hassinger going to re-anchor this at the logo. Guarded by Monterubio. He'll take it with his left. Has a man in the corner. It's Miller. He'll take it back. Coach Hassinger on his feet. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Monterubio closes down with Finnefrock to help him. Hassinger looks to cut under. They got a man in the corner from three. It's no good. Rodriguez can't convert the open three in the corner, and Finnefrock's got an open lay inside. It's a 1-point game. And what's going on now? The ref's talking down.
Remember in that first quarter when Jackson got that delay of game call? If they call it here, on this play right here, that'll be a technical foul.
So, they're teeing him up?
Yeah, the second delay game is a technical foul.
Wow.
Another update, Strongsville 34, McKinley 28, halftime.
It's going to be Bryce Zufra taking the foul shot for Medina. Zufra, he's got 41 free throws made this season. And because it is a technical foul, Medina will maintain possession and take it down the half court off the inbound. Rodriguez trapped by Finnerfrock and Weekly. He's got to get it down to Hassinger. Hassinger drives through, kicks it out. Three taken by Zufra. No good. It goes out of bounds. It's going Jackson's way, but Monterrubio really thought he could chase that one down.
Ooh, that was a big shot there. Got 4 minutes to go. Can Jackson get it back to one possession or tie it? Got Medina back in their 3-2 zone to make sure they know where Finnerfrock is at.
Weekly fires over to Finnerfrock, who gives it right back to him on the right side. Finnerfrock got the key. You know he wants to shoot it, but he is pressed up by Kellen Johnson. Finnerfrock asking for a screen from Monterrubio. He can't get open. Handing back to Weekly now with 3 minutes, 37 seconds to go. Weekly taking one in. Wants to do it himself. Loses the ball. It's taken out. And is Jackson ball. It looks like
foul. Medina.
Medina foul. Jackson's going to get the inbound. And Medina now has 2 fouls to Jackson's 4. Jackson needs to be very careful. Another foul is called on Medina. About to even things up at 3-4. Medina's got 3. Jackson's got 4.
It's amazing how always in the second half, these fouls all of a sudden even up like this.
Always. Monterrubio has it on the inbound. He'll take it over to Weekly. Another foul is called. And we're tied up at 4 fouls apiece. Can't say I didn't expect this one coming.
That's 3 fouls in the last 5 seconds on Medina.
Ties it up with 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go. It's Jackson. Down 3 to Medina, 41-38. Loy spins around. He's got it at the foul stripe. Kicks it out to Monterrubio now. Looks to screen past it to go. Still spin around, put one up. Fouled. He'll head to the stripe. He's got 2. Monterrubio's got a chance to put this back within 1, but Monterrubio has missed his fair share of free throws this game.
This has been a big possession. At the start of this possession, Medina had 1 team foul. Now they have 5. When you have 1 team foul with 3 minutes to go, you can still be aggressive. Now they've got to really watch. Because, they'll put Jackson at the line almost every trip.
Still waiting to take his second. He missed his first. Let's see if he'll be able to split the pair. Monterrubio's second. He'll notch it. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go now in the 4th. Close game alert here on the Letter Live. It's Medina, 41. Jackson, 39. Pressed up, Medina gives it to Kellen Johnson. In the corner, it's Myers. He'll take it back over to Zufra. Zufra with his right, screens past Hassinger, and lobs one over to him on the way out. Hassinger looking to make time go slower. And another foul is called on Jackson. Looks like it's on Monterrubio.
2 shots.
They got 2 shots because of the bonus. 2 minutes, 57 seconds to go. It'll just be a matter of if Kellen Johnson can convert. He's got 63 free throws made on the season. He makes his first.
That foul is going to be a big factor coming down the stretch for both teams.
Caden Loy coming in for Jack Lancey. Fields still sitting on the bench. 2 minutes, 57 seconds to go left here in the 4th. Medina, 42, make it 43 to Jackson, 39. And Jackson, they need a 3-pointer. Who else better to give it to than Cam Weekly from deep? He's got it! Cam Weekly from beyond the arc. It's a 1-point game. Weekly from 30 feet beyond. Another foul Foul is called on Jackson for the reach-in.
That was an excellent spacing there by Jackson. They had Weekly and Finnefrock on the same side of that zone, and they put a lot of pressure on that defender, and he went with Finnefrock, and that's what left Weekly open.
And it is Medina 43, Jackson 42. Passenger misses his first. He misses his second. It's still a 1-point game. Weekly calling plays on the right wing. Can Jackson take their first lead of the game? Jackson looks to push in, and Weekly has one slip out. It's going Medina's way. Weekly tried to put up a lob, it seems. Monterubio and him just not on the same page. Lancey's back in for Lloyd. 2 minutes, 24 seconds to go. The 7.5-man rotation for Jackson is real. 2 minutes, 24 to go. It's Medina 43, Jackson 42. Here in the district semifinals. Lobs over to Kellen Johnson. It's Hassinger. He's got to kick one down over to Kopkas. Kopkas calls a timeout. Excuse me, Hassinger calls a timeout for his squad as Kopkas gets it down on their side. Woo!
I really look for him to come out of this timeout, play through Johnson in the post. You know, they've been running a lot of ball screens on the wing to get mismatches. I anticipate him to do something along those lines where they can get the ball to Johnson in the paint, then they can play through him out of there. If he gets doubled, they've had guys knock down open shots, he can pass it out. If not, you know, he can take it in strong, and he's had a big fourth quarter for him here. Leading scorer with 16. I really think they've got to play through Johnson down the stretch here in these last 2 minutes.
Jackson has only got one player that is taller than Kellen Johnson, and he's sitting on the bench.
Yeah, that's a great point. And with Jackson switching defense, you know, they can get him matched up with a Lampy or Finnefrock. I like those odds.
Medina 43, Jackson 42 with 2 minutes, 16 seconds to go. Lancey stays on his man in Miller. Miller still has possession with 2 minutes to go. It's Medina leading by 1, about to go into the 2-minute warning. Zufra at the volleyball stripes. He'll try to take one past Monterubio, but you know that kid's not going to budge. Hassinger hands it over to Johnson, who gives it over to Miller. Miller back over to Hassinger now at the logo. Mismatch with Monterubio. He's got a man over to Kopkas on the right. Weekly tries to steal. Kopkas stays with it. And ball's handed over to Miller. Minute and 38 to go now. Left here in the fourth. It's Medina 43, Jackson 42. Jackson needs a steal. Jackson, Finnefrock tried to foul, but it's no go. Another timeout called by Medina's coach Hassinger. Keep in mind, and a T is called on Finnefrock. Finnefrock gets a T.
Yeah, you got Medina did travel, and the ref didn't call it. He started to raise his arm, then didn't call it. And then that was the same ref who teed up Mitch. You know, I think both of them were in the wrong. You know, you can't, you know, as a senior, you've got to keep your composure. But, you know, that's what tournament basketball does. You know, we'll see here coming out of the, you just can't, you have got to control your emotions. No matter what happens on the court, you have to have that next play mentality.
A minute and 26 seconds ticking down in this game.
Yep.
It is Medina 43, Jackson 42. And wow, Jackson playing from behind.
Couple big free throws here. Get it to 3. Minute 26, spread them out. Medina get the chance here. Win the game at the free throw line.
Yeah, DeBevic going to keep Finnefrock out on the floor. Medina's got a chance. I believe he's shooting 2. Zufra makes his first. It's a 2-point game.
Zufra's second to make it a 3-point lead. He makes it. Medina will maintain possession out of the technical free throws. And Hassinger gonna have the inbound for Medina. With the Jackson student section behind him. Hassinger goes inside to Johnson, and he's got an easy lay. It's a 4-point play.
What an excellent set there by Coach Hassinger.
4-point play. Weekly tries to go in. Needs to find a man. Timeout taken by Dubevek with 1 minute and 11 seconds to go. Medina bench on their feet. Medina 47, Jackson 42.
Okay, that was an excellent set. Coach Hassinger ran out of that timeout on that sideline out of bounds. They line up in their normal sideline out of bounds play, and they made a back screen there for Johnson, and no one helped. And he got an easy layup, put him up 5 at the minute 11. You know, like I said, it come down to, for Medina, can you rebound it, make free throws? You know, 1 minute 11 is a lot of time. You know, Jackson can't panic here, take a quick shot. You know, they need to be patient, get the shot they want. You know, you just want to get it down to the end of the game where you have the ball and a chance to win it.
And do you think, I mean, if the impossible happens and Medina fouls on the 3-point shot, Loy regains possession. It's over to Finnefrock now. He stepped out of bounds. Lancey coming in for Loy, and Finnefrock stays on. 1 minute and 8 seconds to go. It's Medina 47, Jackson 42. But Medina's going to have it on their side of the court. Johnson on the inbound. Has to find a man. Timeout taken. Johnson bails himself out.
I think they'll need to get Johnson out there so they can use his size to inbound the ball to him, with him taking it out. It was hard to find an open guy down there in that corner. You know, we see what Coach Hassinger's drawing up here. Can they get, you know, they get one more easy basket. Big key for Medina right now is just take care of the basketball. They cannot turn the ball over. You know, obviously Jackson's going to have to scramble defensively, look to trap, you know, do some gambling. It's hard to trap good teams. You know, if Medina's strong with the ball, keep their spacing, you know, they'll be able to get a layup out of that. But if Jackson can just get one deflection, one turnover, get a bucket, it puts them right back into that one possession game.
And at the buzzer, it's Canton Central Catholic 62 defeating Manchester 30. Central Catholic goes to the D5 District Championship game this Saturday at Akron Firestone High School. But that doesn't matter. Medina 47, Jackson 42. Johnson takes it back. 1 minute and 6 seconds to go. They hand it over to Miller. Miller takes it back to Zufra. Zufra fouled. He'll head to the stripe now. Zufra has some very crucial free throws.
He's the guy Medina wants at the line. You know, he's hit 4 technical free throws tonight. And as a coach, you want your best shooter at the line. He comes through.
Zufra, he's going to make his first. Zufra misses a second. There is hope. 6-point game. Weekly with 57 seconds to go. He wants to take it himself. Over to the left, it's Monterubio. He'll drive inside. He'll find a layup. 48 seconds to go. 4-point game. Johnson has to give it to somebody. He'll find Hassinger, and he'll be fouled. He'll head to the stripe. Hassinger, he currently has 20 free throws made on the season. We'll see what he can do. Theo is subbing in for Cole Baker now, as Baker, I believe,
fouls out.
He's got fouls. Fouls out now. Passenger's first is good. Passenger's second to make it a 6-point game is no good. 42 seconds to go. Weekly takes it down the court for the Polar Bears. He's made an NBA logo 3 multiple times. Monterrubio taking it inside, puts one up and in. Now it's a 3-point game. 30 seconds tick down on the clock. Coach, what would you do in this situation if you're the Polar Bears?
Well, first off, I thought those were 2 outstanding possessions for Jackson. You know, Medina's so concerned about the 3-point shot that you just want to drive it hard. Just keep scoring, keep getting 2, right? You don't need a 5-point shot. You don't need a crazy 3, and because Medina doesn't want to foul. You know, so Monterrubio, you know, he's so good at driving and finishing. You know, now Medina just has to keep not turn the ball over, and they have to make free throws. They have got to stop splitting. You know, that's going to be the big key here. Get the ball in bounds. Yeah. And as Jackson, you know, right now, you don't have to foul right away. You know, you have 30 seconds. I would trap a while, not foul till maybe the ball gets across half court. Yeah. Give Medina a chance to make a mistake. You know, when you foul right away, I think you kind of help the offense there too.
Johnson is going to be on the inbound. He's got 54 assists on the season. They're putting feel on him with his big, long arms. Johnson hands it over to Rodriguez, and he is fouled by Finnefrock over on that side of the half court. Jackson down 3, needs Rodriguez.
Johnson got caught behind the backboard there. If he was outside the backboard, Medina had a wide open layup, but he couldn't make the pass until he cleared the backboard.
Rodriguez is going to make his first.
Big.
It's a 4-point game.
2
that
possessions.
is huge.
2 possessions there.
2 possessions with 27 seconds to go. Lancey sits. Lloyd comes on. Rodriguez is second. It's good. It is a 5-point game with 27 seconds to go.
Look for the same thing here.
Yeah, ball's picked up. Weekly
basket.
tries to go inside. Tough layup is no good. He can't get the foul. Loy hands it over, and Thiel goes past. He'll run to the other side of the court. Monterrubio called for the foul. 18.9 seconds to go. Medina 51. Jackson 46. Monterrubio will sit. He fouls out. We got Zufra here at the line. He'll grab it. It is a 7-point game with 18.9 seconds to go. Lancey's on the floor. Weekly's got to get it down. He'll take one now. Screens past Thiel on the ghost. Over to Finnefrock in the corner. He'll put up way contested. It's no good. Rebounded by Thiel. And he tries to put one up one-handed. Jackson gonna let it run out. And Medina, the battling bees, throw it up. Walk into the Polar Bear Igloo and shut things down. Welcome to the district final, Medina.
And, you know, Medina, they controlled the game from the start. You know, played at their pace, kept the game in the 50s. And I just can't say enough about those young men coming in here. You know, Jackson had a hell of a year. But, you know, it's in tournament. You don't play your best. Unfortunately, that's tournament basketball.
All right, everybody. Thank you for coming to the Letter Live. It has been an honor coming to you live from Jackson High School. Jackson fall to Medina here in the district semifinal. Medina 53, Jackson 46. And 2 Federal League Titans have fallen here in the first round. Can't believe it.
Wow.
Is McKinley next?
Well, they were down at half.
Ooh,
Could
that
be
being said,
Green and Perry left out of the Federal League still playing.
our co-Federal League champions, the Jackson Polar Bears, are eliminated. McKinley currently down at the half. Both of the Federal League champions out in the first round if McKinley isn't able to bring things back against Strongsville. Thank you all for watching The Letter Live. I'm Aiden Brueck. This has been Mark Kinsley. Thank you for filling in for Mike.
You're
It's
welcome.
always been
It's
a
been
pleasure.
awesome.
It's been awesome. Thank you for stepping into forbidden territory for The Letter. And